Guys, if your resume has these mistakes, it's killing your chances before anyone can even call you. I'm gonna show you exactly what to cut and what to keep so you can stop making these unforced errors. I wanna help recruiters actually notice you and call you for interviews. I'm Tran. I'm an Ex-Riot Games hiring manager, and now I coach people like you, gaming professionals looking for jobs and hoping to be more successful in their careers. Today, I just want to help you write better resumes. I want to help you cut through the noise in this awful, terrible, brutal, competitive job market we found ourselves in. Because I've seen too many resumes that suck. Like, not hundreds, but thousands of resumes, and I think most people have lost sight of a fundamental truth. Your resume has only one job. It's not your life story. It's not a Wikipedia page about you, nor is it something that you use to anticipate every single question a recruiter, hiring manager, or interviewer has so that they decide that they want to hire you without actually ever meeting you. Your resume's job is to get you an interview, and that is it. And once you realize that, it's easier for you to know what to cut and what to create focus for. Because you need to keep it clean. You need to keep it concise. And overall, you need to keep it professional. Yeah, it's like what Da Vinci said. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. And yeah, I know he's not talking about resumes, but that simple truth holds up. The simpler and clearer your resume, the stronger an impression it makes. Let me say that again. The simpler and clearer your resume, the stronger an impression it makes. Now, I think there are 3 categories of things you need to remove from your resume. And the first one, and it should be obvious, but I've seen so many people make mistakes, are, let's call them bad judgment mistakes. And of those, there is, let's say, juvenile, flashy graphic art. And you may laugh, but I see bright colors all the time. I see characters, I see like clip art, all of the things that distract from the actual meat of the article. And people rationalize it saying, oh, I want the game studio to see I'm passionate. It's important to me that they see I'm a Jax main. And all that sort of stuff, it just detracts from your professionalism. And you're really asking somebody to judge not just about how good you are at your job, but also how good you are at design. And even if you are a graphic artist or a designer, I would tell you not to have any of that stuff in your resume, because all of that stuff belongs in your portfolio. And alongside bad judgment mistakes like having flashy art, I would also say having an unprofessional email address. Sure, having an email address like Hello Kitty 246 may sound fun and cute, except when somebody sees that as your professional email address, they will just nope the hell out, right? So keeping it professional is very important, right? And I think part of this is also having an overly complicated resume layout. Because sure, having a 2 or even 3 column resume looks cool, but what actually happens is that the ATS may misunderstand and misinterpret your data and format your information incorrectly into the database. Are you willing to sacrifice being in the database correctly just for the sake of having a nice looking resume? One is absolutely subjective. The objective truth is, if you're not in the ATS database correctly, you might as well not have applied at all. Now, the second group of things that you should remove beyond the unprofessional or gimmicky stuff are things that introduce bias and discrimination to your application. It sounds just as awful for me to say as for you to hear, because we want to believe we live in an egalitarian, fair, impartial world. But the reality is everybody carries their own set of funny biases. And so your job is to keep them out of your resume so that the recruiter and the hiring manager can focus on your achievements and qualifications. And that means no headshots. benefits, no identifying marks, no personal information like your marital status, the number of children you have, your religion. Anything that you think may count against you that does not demonstrate you are a superlative candidate should be removed. And in fact, when we think about your address, you don't need to put your mailing address on. The recruiter should know what city and state or even country you're in because they deserve and they really need to know where you live and what time zone you're in, because quite often, even if we live in a world with remote work, time zone is absolutely a thing. And if you are not upfront about your living situation now, it's gonna boomerang and bite you in the ass. It is better to be upfront and clear about these things right from the start. And the last category of things you should remove are irrelevant oversharing information. And when I talk about irrelevant, one example of that is your work history. Recruiters and hiring managers only care about what you've been doing the last 10 years. I have clients who want to share their 15, 20 years of experience. I have one who actually fought me when I asked him to remove his internship work, even though he's somebody who's like 45, 46 years old. To him, it was important to show his humble beginnings because he thought it would impress a recruiter, and only changed my mind when I asked him, hey, when you decide who to interview, do you really care about what they did 20 years ago? Because attention and attention spans are finite. And so you have to be very strategic about what you show, which means you have to be very proactive in what you remove, right? So removing irrelevant information, work experience that is over 10 years ago is a great example. Too much information from your education, like sure, people want to know what college you went to, but they don't necessarily need to know the year, your course, your GPA, what kind of clubs you were in. None of that matters because your work experience is the most important thing. People just want to know you went to college, and yeah, I know that sounds like discrimination because it's true. A lot of people just want to know that you went to college. I don't make the rules, but I gotta be honest with you in telling you how I see them, right? And then the other part of irrelevant information is when people go into word salad diarrhea mode in listing skills, because they think the more skills they list, the more impressive their resume. And that is when I see skills like Google Suites, Microsoft Office, passionate about gaming, which is not a skill, problem solving, communications, absolutely big skills that mean nothing to anybody except the candidate. But a good resume is not about how many words you can pack onto a page. It is about having a concise story and narrative that impresses somebody and leaves a lasting impression. Remember, your resume isn't your life story. It's not a Wikipedia article about your career. It's a marketing document designed to impress the recruiter and to convince them to interview you. You just gotta cut the fluff. You gotta highlight your relevant wins and position yourself clearly as an incredibly qualified candidate. It's like how that Ninja Turtle Leonardo said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. If you want more help with your resume, check out this video of other tips I've had after reviewing 800 resumes as a Riot Games hiring manager. It's really important that I help people just like you on their career journey. So please like and subscribe to this channel. And if you want even more information, please join my newsletter in the description. I'll see you soon, and I'm excited to hear about you winning.